and happy Thursday. I'm not 100% sure on when this video is actually going to go live. It may be Friday, it may be Thursday, I'm not sure, but happy day to you regardless of what day it actually is. Today is currently the 21st of April, and this is going to be somewhat of this week's weigh-in video, check-in video, however you want to sort of like look at it. I haven't really been making many videos recently, and I haven't been sort of uploading much on my Instagram, and I think this has pretty much been the case over the last couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure it will have been noticed, and I know a couple of people have reached out to sort of say, are you okay, we kind of miss your videos and that kind of thing. And it's not necessarily been an intentional thing to not film or anything like that, but I have certainly been feeling disconnected from my videos and disconnected from sort of my Instagram and things like that, and there's just something that hasn't been quite right. And over sort of like the last few days, I've been doing a lot of like soul searching, a lot of sort of like inward thinking and processing and kind of working through a few things, and I've actually come to like a really settled sort of understanding, and I feel like I have to come on and share it with you guys today, because just through sort of like working through a few things and processing a few things and just allowing myself to sort of like go sort of like deeper into sort of like my thinking and how I'm feeling, I've definitely sort of ended up at a really interesting point. And this is all in relevance to sort of like my weight loss and my health journey and just my overall health and well-being. So I thought, you know what, while this is all fresh and sort of like the energy is buzzing around me, I am going to pick up my camera and just have a little chat and have a little bit of a sort of like catch up and go through what I've feeling. I have weighed in today, so I am going to sort of like share my weight with you too. So yeah, so basically over the course of this week, it's been very confusing because I think it is clear how important my weight loss journey is. It's so important. Every single morsel that I am made of it really wants to lose weight. I absolutely want to lose weight. I want to get to a good sort of like place where I'm healthy, I feel great about my body, and yeah, I just want to lose a few stone. And that's very important to me, and I care very much. But over the course of this week, I haven't eaten particularly great, and I've also not necessarily cared so much about that either. So it's kind of left me feeling really confused, like how can I care so much about wanting to lose weight and about wanting to get to my goal and everything, but yet sort of like not care so much when I'm eating, when I'm not tracking and I'm eating in a way that I know is not gonna sort of give me the results and things that I'm looking for. I also just want to point out that this video is probably going to be very rambly, probably very back and forth. I'm not kind of sticking to any kind of process of there's no like linear point to this video. It's mainly just me sort of like trying to get everything out in this medium so that I kind of feel a bit settled with where I'm at, and then I can sort of like move forward with it. So yeah, I've just kind of been feeling like a bit confused about everything and a little bit like what's going on. And also I also sort of like noticed somebody on Instagram who's done so successfully well with the weight loss journey, and sort of in the time that I have been doing this, they've lost like 150 pounds in the time frame or maybe even less than what I've actually been sort of documenting my weight loss journey. And I kind of got a little bit stuck in that comparison trap of like, I'm failing, I'm a massive fraud, like why, you know, I shouldn't be making videos because I'm not losing weight, and just getting really stuck in this, like in this rut of self-deprivation and just being really horrible to myself. But the actual thing that started this kind of chain reaction of thought process was on the weekend. I actually ended up helping Jim with some work. He had a few deliveries to do over the weekend, so I ended up going along with him, and we had a delivery in Derby, Kent, and then down in Cornwall. So we're just kind of there for the ride to keep him company, and yeah, that was that. And most of the food and things, well, all of the food that we kind of ate was like sort of just grab and go kind of stuff. And I kind of said to myself that I don't even know if it was like a conscious decision or not to not track over the weekend, but for whatever reason I didn't end up tracking. And then at one point we was sharing a BLT sandwich, and you know, I was eating the sandwich and I was like, this is really yummy. I actually really like sandwiches, and I know this sounds really stupid, but it was something that I actually said out loud to Jim. I said, you know what, I really like sandwiches. And I guess it sounds really silly, and I'm trying to not let my like embarrassment or anxiety play any part in this video, because I'm trying to be completely authentic and completely honest, because I feel like there's a lot in it, and I feel like a lot of us struggle the way that I am struggling. So I'm trying to be totally authentic and just like not allow myself to become embarrassed by my feelings or what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best. But yeah, I kind of said, you know, I really like sandwiches, and that kind of started a bit of a chain reaction in sort of like my thought processes, because as you guys will know, recently I reflected on my weight loss journey and made a video and said, look, you know, things need to change, this isn't working. And I knew that something needed to change, because what I was doing wasn't working. And month in, month out, I was losing a few pounds, gaining a few pounds, losing a few pounds, gaining a few pounds, and I still am exhausted with the fact that I wasn't progressing forward in some kind of way that, you know, I was working out and eating well and then getting somewhere with it kind of thing. So yeah, I kind of like decided to switch up my weight loss plan and started following the anti-inflammatory diet, and set quite sort of like strict things on foods that I can eat, foods that I can't eat, this kind of thing. And it kind of just like occurred to me that, you know, I have really set such sort of like strict sort of boundaries within myself, that having sort of like a chicken salad sandwich as part of like a day, as part of like what I'd eaten in a day, to judge that on the standards that I'd set, that wouldn't be healthy. Or to have a bowl of porridge, or, you know, and I was reflecting on it and thinking about, you know, how harsh that is. And I feel like part of the reason that I have not made many videos recently, or just felt disengaged with my social media platforms, is probably the fact that I don't feel a connect to what I'm doing. I feel like, you know, the person that I am, it's just disconnected too much, and I feel like I've pulled away, and I've just kind of got to this place that I am now. So I was kind of like over the past few days, I've kind of like been having a bit of a honest chat with myself and just thinking about sort of like, you know, about my weight loss journey and about the things that matter to me and stuff, you know. And I think the thing where I've somewhat been going wrong is that there's a side of me that has an issue surrounding food. So what I mean by that is I have historically struggled with my weight from being sort of very young. It's been an issue that's kind of been there for as long as I can remember. And rather than sort of sitting down with, you know, that side of me that has the issues with food and, you know, the struggles, the emotional eating, the binge eating, all that kind of thing, and kind of working through, you know, why that's there, I have just been setting myself strict boundaries because they're there. Like, rather than saying, okay, let's deal with the side of you that wants to eat 4 slices of toast instead of 2, or 8 slices instead of 2, or whatever. Let's sit down and let's have a discussion with that thing. I've kind of just been putting up a barrier and going, no, let's not deal with this, let's not deal with this. But the barriers aren't ever gonna work. I think ultimately I need to address that. I mean, I kind of write when I'm trying to work through or process a deeper emotion. I kind of like write things down. And I actually did an Instagram post this morning kind of explaining a few things. And for those of you who haven't seen it or don't follow me over on Instagram, I'm just gonna quickly read it. I actually wrote it down in my notes as when I was trying to like process some things, and I decided to post it and share it because I kind of felt like, okay, I think this is a bit of a turning point in my journey, and I think I'm actually getting some clarity with what's going on. So, when I ask my pride, discomfort and anxiety to take a seat in the garden with a coffee whilst I visit the side of me that wants to eat, there's a little girl of around 3 or 4 who just so desperately wants to feel love. This is the deep hole that for 33 years I've been filling with food. Other addictions have settled for some time and been a distraction, but ultimately this little girl is very strong-willed and eventually always gets her own way. I think where I've been going wrong with my approach to losing weight, or my approach to my overall happiness and well-being, is a lack of compassion. If the little girl was in physical form, I wouldn't implement harsh punishments and strict boundaries to follow, so why am I expecting to heal a wound as such? It's an exhausting daily battle that I lose more often than I win. This journey shouldn't be about a battle of winning or losing. It should be a battle of healing and sitting down with all this uncomfortability and embracing it. I feel like this is why so many of us struggle to lose weight. It's not necessarily about losing the physical weight, it's the mental weight that we are so desperate to let go of. For me, being overweight is a much deeper effect than not being able to fit into a size 12 jean. It's hanging on to the trauma of my childhood and early teens. It's a daily reminder that my willpower is weak. It's a battle I'm tired of. But for the first time, I feel like I'm starting to understand. I feel like I'm stepping towards peace and contentment. I feel like I can put the heavy shit down. So, in my processing, I have sort of somewhat realised that, you know, that little girl inside of me that wants to eat the full packet of cookies or whatever, or the little girl inside of me that, you know, is desperately searching for love and acceptance and contentment, you know, is still there. She's definitely still there, and I guess I'm trying to sort of like see that as if it was, you know, a physical person dealing with all that stuff. I wouldn't start implementing all these strict routines and these boundaries and things like that. I think I just want to get to a place where I am sort of healed, that part of me is healed, and then I can just go on with my life in the way that I want to live. And the way that I want to live is to, you know, I still have my core values and my core belief system that I want to eat healthy foods, I want to nourish my body, I want to be fit and healthy and well, I want to feel good, I want to look good, I want to be active, you know, all them things, you know, are what my core belief system is, and that's never going to change. But me setting a boundary that I can't have grain, or I can't have, you know, just completely cutting out food groups is not going to cut it, you know. That's not the answer, and I have realized that now. And you know, it's quite embarrassing, and I feel a little bit silly to come on and sit here and say, yeah, you know, I've tried it, and here I am again saying that I'm going to change things. But it's my journey, and there is no book of how to do this the perfect way. It doesn't exist. So I just have to keep trying, keep evolving, keep adapting, and eventually, you know, I do believe in myself, and I do believe that I will get there. But I think what I need to do now, or at least I'm absolutely sort of like, the energy in me and how I'm feeling definitely feels like this is right, but I need to work on that side of it. Like, I need to work on healing them wounds, and I need to just approach my weight loss with a little bit more compassion and a little bit more understanding. I think, you know, I've had other addictions, and I've had a lot of other things going on, and that's not to say that people don't have really difficult lives and they can still lose weight quite easily, but you know, I have this distorted relationship with food that has come from a really sort of difficult psychological place, and I do genuinely feel that is why a lot of us are overweight. I don't think it's the case that, you know, we're just greedy and we just can't help ourselves and all these other things, because ultimately, if it was a case of just suppressing our appetite, or just sort of like a magic pill, then that we'd all be skinny, wouldn't have issues with food. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that it doesn't matter. Appetite doesn't come into it. It really doesn't. Like, it's not about I feel full or I feel hungry. It's about sort of like the psychological belief system behind why I am choosing to eat something. That's what it is with me anyway. And I truly firmly believe that is what it is with a lot of people. It's not about the fact that we're just greedy or we're just lazy. And I know society naturally sort of goes to that point. Oh, so that person's overweight because they just can't get it together. That person's overweight because they just can't, you know, commit, or they just can't blah blah blah. It's all bullshit. And if anybody has got an opinion about you or me or anything to do with you and your weight, fuck them. You know, it's your journey, and they have no place in comparing or sort of like suggesting that you are failing. Like I was saying to Laura earlier, like, who the fuck is anybody to say that you're a failure? Your life is your life, and there's no book to say this is how you are going to do it. And it doesn't matter that, you know, Joan from the sort of like mothers group has lost 150 pounds and she's done it this way, or Joe on YouTube has lost 500 pounds and he's done it this way, or anybody. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because their system and their sort of like how it's worked for them is purely to do with them. It's their lifestyle, and it's worked for them because they are them. Just because they have done it and it's worked for them doesn't mean that you will follow it and it worked for you. And I think we just get so caught up in that, and I think this is why I've come back to a place where I'm saying, okay, let's try to be compassionate to you or me. Let's try and be compassionate to ourselves. Let's give that a go, because I'm so fucking done with giving myself a hard time because I am certain weight, you know. I'm so done. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with it because it's so draining and so exhausting. Life is hard enough, and the realm and world of weight loss, health and fitness is not fucking black or white. It really isn't. And for anybody to, you know, to judge somebody else, you know, if you're watching this video now going, you should have done it by now, if you did it this way, you should have done it, then quite kindly like unsubscribe and go away, because you're not welcome. This channel and my heart and soul and being is for those of us who are understanding and accepting that there is no perfect way and there is no time frame. It's about what works for you, and it's about where your happiness is. And I think everything comes back to how you're feeling. Are you feeling happy? No, I'm not. I'm not happy with not having a sandwich. I'm not happy with my routine saying that I can't eat this or I can't eat that. I think my authentic self has to exist where there is no food that is limited. I think regardless of my lipedema and regardless of anything else, regardless of my weight loss, one of my core beliefs is also the fact that what I'm eating I have to enjoy. And I haven't really felt like I am being like losing out, or it's really confusing because there's so many times where I live with other people, I have my boyfriend, and sometimes I have my stepchildren here, and there's been plenty of other times where they have eaten something and I have chosen to have a protein shake, or I've chosen to have a salad, or I've chosen, and that's been a pure choice. I've not felt deprived. I've not felt like hard done to, like, oh, I have to have the salad and you're having the cake. And I've never ever felt like that. And I've also never sort of had a Burger King and gone, oh, I really shouldn't be eating this. It's kind of weird. That's why I find it really strange. But I've made so much progress in so many areas, because I can remember being a kid or a younger version of me where I have just eaten and eaten and eaten and eaten, and there's even like there's just not been a point of me where I've gone, this isn't normal or something. Whereas now I know I have more of sort of like a handle on the fact that when I am sort of overeating and when something is like a normal thing. But yeah, I guess it's just a bit of a like a getting everything out of my head, really. So I don't know if this video is making much sense, but I suppose I just wanted to come on and kind of like get all this out so I can somewhat start afresh. I suppose where I'm going to be going in terms of my weight loss journey, I'm not completely saying all restrictions are lifted. I'm not like saying that's that, you know, I'm just gonna do what I want and that's it. I am still sort of like conscious of the fact that to lose weight I have to have a deficit in energy. That's just how it works. But it's very clear that I'm not happy with the structure in which I've been doing it. So here we are again. But it needs to change. It needs to change. So for sort of like for now, what I've decided to do is first and foremost recognize and appreciate that the mental sort of psychological side of this needs work. It needs work every day. I need to be dedicating the most part of this journey to sort of like healing and being compassionate and being kind to myself, and that does come along with sort of eating nourishing foods and looking after my body, working out, moving my body. All that is definitely a huge part. But I think I am a little bit done with being so strict and so sort of like You can eat this kind of food, you can't eat that food, this is how much you can have of this is how much you can. I think I have got a pretty good idea of what a balanced meal looks like, and I think I am sort of like needing a little bit of maybe a break, or just to break away completely from the macro side of it. Having sort of like too many sort of like figures and numbers and things like that are overcomplicating my journey, and I've decided to just park that away for a little while, because it's not cohesive to the part of my journey right now where I'm gonna focus on healing my relationship with food and focus on my core values, which are being healthy, you know, eating nutritious foods, looking after my body, which is including exercise, movement, you know. So I have got rid of my carbohydrate goal from, like, my macro goals are basically gone. They're just like, they're not part of my thought process right now. I've increased my calories to 1,500. I did do a quick check of my maintenance calories and things like that. Now, obviously, to lose 1 pound a week, that is a deficit of 500 calories a day. To lose 2 pounds a week, you want to sort of like have a deficit of 1,000. So my thinking is that I'll pop up my calorie sort of like calculator results here, just so that you can see for yourselves, and also the sort of units and sort of the formula in which it's calculated. So I've popped in that I exercise 1 to 3 times a week. I usually do this on just a BMR, as to not sort of like, as to just make sure that it's not overestimating. But I thought, you know what, I do usually attain to working out 1 to 3 times a week, so I am going to do that. And as you can see, my maintenance calories should be somewhere around 2,215 calories a day. To lose 2 pounds a week, it's 1,215. I'm not happy eating such a low amount every single day. Some days maybe my appetite is not as much, so yeah, fair enough. So I've decided to set my calories at 1,500 a day, and if I'm not very hungry or whatever, I'm not gonna like aim to meet that calorie goal every single day. Like, I don't want to be like really strict and be like, you must eat 1,500 calories every day. If I want to, great. If for whatever reason I am not as hungry and I eat 1,250, 1,300, 1,050, 1,480, that's just life. That's normal, guys. It's normal. It's normal to not be hungry every single day. You know, it's normal for your appetite to fluctuate, and that's what I'm trying to like tap into. I'm trying to get into a place where I can listen to my body and I can be making my decisions on eating based off the fact of I'm hungry, I need to nourish my body. Okay, what do I actually want to eat? Do I want a peanut butter on toast? Do I want a chicken salad? Do I want an egg sandwich? You know, and somewhat come to a place of balance with enjoying what I'm eating. The foods that I'm eating I'm really enjoying taste wise, and it's also sort of nutritionally great as well. I'm trying to find a good balance with that. I think at the moment the little girl inside me that's, you know, 3 or 4 years old, that's really stubborn and bossy, it's really fucking rebelling against those barriers and those strict sort of like routines and whatnot. So I think sort of like just letting all that drop, you know, I already feel a lot lighter from going, just get rid of it, just get rid of it all, it's out of the way. It's, you know, you don't need to think about that so much. All you really need to focus on is that you're eating nutritiously, that you are in a deficit, and that you know, you're moving your body, and also that you're happy and you're working on yourself, you're working on healing the disordered sort of like relationship with food that you have. That's my main goal. I'm wanting to get to a place of peace and clarity and contentment, and yeah, the way I've been doing it isn't kind to myself. I'm just not that person, guys. I'm a foodie. I love my food. I adore carbs, you know. It's just not happening. It's just not working. And when I did the video at the start of February, it wasn't that I was like lying to everyone or fooling everyone. I really did think, you know, okay, I've got this condition and this is how I need to eat. But like I say it all the time about how sort of like it's not unhealthy to include potatoes and bread and things like that. I think I was just being so harsh on myself because of I'm just terrified of the lipedema growing and, you know, all these kind of things. But it's fine, it's fine, it's gonna be fine. This is gonna, you know, this is what I'm attaining to for now, and just being a little bit kinder to myself, and we'll see how it goes. So I did actually weigh in today because I thought, okay, so I'm gonna start a bit of a fresh. I really wasn't sort of like focusing on my weight loss journey this week at all. I haven't tracked. I started tracking again today, I think, because that sort of like mental shift happened. It kind of just clicked again, and I feel so much better now about it, and I feel so much more committed, and yeah, it feels really good at the moment. So I did start tracking again today. I haven't tracked this week, and I bought some new scales, some new body scales, because I wanted to sort of like have something to calibrate my other ones off and just make sure that it was accurate, because there was a little bit sort of glitchy. Sometimes I'd step on them and it would be a certain way and I'd be like, what the hell? So I'd step off and I'd weigh myself again and it would be a different way, and sort of like after 4 times weighing myself I would get some kind of normal weight, and I just wanted to check. I wanted to make sure. I also wanted some scales that I can just step on and it just tells me my weight without all the other body mass index stuff going on. And it does appear that my scales are, my normal scales are somewhat correct. They're exactly correct, to be honest. So I weighed in this morning at 15 stone, 1 pound 0.6 on both scales. It is an increase of 5.4 pounds since my last weigh-in, which was last week on the 15th of April. I'm obviously not happy about the fact that I'm up 5 pounds. I'm not like crying in a corner. I have eaten, I don't want to say like horrendously this week. To be fair, my dinners have been pretty healthy. All week I've eaten the same thing, which has been a baked chicken breast, some baked veg without any oil. They've got some, so basically we just get like a casserole dish, put in some Mediterranean vegetables, so peppers, courgette, onion, tomato, I can't remember what vegetables right now, but yeah, a medley of Mediterranean vegetables with some feta cheese and some pancetta or sometimes bacon lardons, and then a baked chicken breast, and that's what I've been having for my dinner every night, and it's been really, really yummy. But sort of like around that, when I've been having, you know, I've had a cup of tea with a couple of hobnobs, or I've had some Easter chocolate, or, you know, I have been to Burger King, and just in general there's not really been sort of like a overall, I don't think overall it's been very nutritious or healthy. So that's why I've gained weight, and I've not worked out this week either. So yeah, all in all, I mean, it's not been very good in the sense that I'm up 5 pounds, but in a sense of I'm feeling so much more connected to what I'm doing, and on a spiritual level I'm feeling amazing. I look in the mirror now and I think, yeah, I'm really happy with the person that I see. I still want to lose weight and I still want to change my body, but I'm not hating on myself, and I'm being very kind and compassionate to me, and yeah, I feel so much better about it. And I think this is going to really help. It's going to really heal a lot of deep wounds, and I think I've got a lot of work to do, and it's going to be a very exciting journey trying to discover how I am going to live harmoniously with food. And I'm gonna try and be a bit more honest about how I'm feeling and what I'm going through, because not that I haven't been honest before, I've absolutely tried to show my authentic self, but I think a lot of the times I've come on and sort of like maybe just tried to show more of the good stuff and not me kind of like what I'm internally going through sometimes. And I think that will be definitely helpful, because although there is a lot of people out there that just sort of, it just works and they embark on a weight loss journey and it works really well, I know that there's a lot of people out there that are like me and find it extremely difficult for one reason or another. So I feel like you're my people, we're in the same boat, we're in this boat together, we're in the same camp, and I'm hoping that one day I can come on and say, I've done it, I've cracked it, this is what I've done, and hopefully it might help some people. But then again, you know, like I keep saying and harping on, we are all on our own individual journey, and what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. There isn't a one sort of like calorie size that fits everybody, that makes that if we all ate the same and did exactly the same workout and exactly the same thing, we wouldn't all be the same size, you know. So we've got to really focus on ourselves, and it's really hard in today's society because there's so much to compare yourself with. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's, you know, you've got so much sort of comparison, and it's really easy to get bogged down with what you're doing wrong, and this person is more successful and this person's following this diet and that's really working, so maybe I should try that, or maybe I should try that, maybe I should try that. And then you also get people constantly telling you you should be doing this or you should be doing that, and I just don't personally think it's anybody's business what you should or shouldn't be doing. So yeah, I don't know in what format this is going to go. I feel like re-inspired now, and I feel like I want to come on and I've got a new voice and a new passion for what I'm doing, because something's clicked inside me and the fire's really burning, really roaring at the minute. So I hope that this continues and I can come on and keep you guys updated with how I'm feeling, but I'm really sorry that I've not been very present. I am super grateful for each and every one of you, because I feel like it keeps me going, it keeps me striving, and it keeps me thinking and delving a little bit deeper and peeling away a section of the onion which reveals something else, and I'm like, oh okay, this is what's going on now, so let's deal with this. So yeah, YouTube is amazing and you guys are amazing, and you are really pushing me, I think, to be at a place which is going to just really rock. I'm so excited, and I know I can feel it, that there's a future, there's a great future for me, and you guys are absolutely helping me take some steps up that, you know, up that staircase to happiness and success. So I love you all very much, and I think I'm gonna just leave it there. I guess what it means is that I'm still going to be making videos, I'm still going to be documenting this, but I'm I'm gonna try and do a lot of sort of like exercises that work through a lot of the mental sides of eating and overeating, and just retraining my brain, maybe like CBT food. I don't know, but yeah, thank you so much if you've listened to this whole video and you are still here. I'm sending all my love and appreciation. But yeah, I hope that you guys are having a super awesome week, and yeah, until next time, I really do hope that you're staying happy, healthy and well. I love you all. Bye bye.